today I'm going to be looking at polynomials, adding and subtracting in particular, as well as how to identify them. So let me start with this. Here's a couple of examples of basic polynomials. The first one would be like a regular number, 18. That could be a polynomial. Polynomials can also be variables like x, negative 4x squared. That whole thing is a polynomial. 2.5xy to the third, that's another polynomial. Those things are all connected by multiplication. So a polynomial can be one thing if it's all connected by multiplication, or division. In this case, a over 3, that's connected by division. So those are examples of polynomials. Really monomials there, but number one. We're also going to talk about the degree of monomials. Monomials means one term, poly means many, bi means two. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but example of a binomial would be 2x plus 5. It's really got two terms in it, the 2x and the 5, okay? If I was to do a trinomial, this would have three terms. So if I went, 2x squared plus 5x plus 3, that would be a trinomial, three things connected by addition or subtraction. And I can't combine any of them. I can't combine x squareds with x's. That's an important thing that we're going to talk about today. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to do is talk about the degree of a monomial. What is the degree of the monomial? And the first one is 5x. So the degree has to do with the sum of the exponents of its variables. Which means this has the variable has an exponent of 1. There's nothing written there, it's implied 1. So its degree is 1. And that's it. Number two, if I had, change colors there. (3x to the fourth), the degree would be 4, because that's the exponent on the variable. Only the exponents on the variables matter. If I had something like this, you don't see this very often. But that one, the fact that there's a 2, exponent of 2 on the 5 doesn't matter. The only one that matters is that 3 there, which means this has a degree of 3. Those are the most common kind of problems you see. Occasionally, I don't usually put too many of these out there, but you might see one of these where I've got two variables. For example, if I had 6x to the third, y to the second, since these are different variables, that has a degree of 5, okay? You add the two exponents together, and that's it. I don't change it, just leave it as degree of 5. So that's how you find the degree of a monomial. And the other part I'm going to get into is about adding and subtracting monomials. Or polynomials. This is the first one, 3x squared plus 5x squared. So with this, this is like 3x plus 5x. The only difference is instead of being x and x, it's x squared and x squared. But I'm going to treat it the same way. I'm just going to take the coefficients and add those together. 3 plus 5 is 8. And I'm not going to change the x squared. I'm just going to leave it as is, which means that's my answer, 8x squared. All right. Add the coefficients, leave the variable alone. Number 6 rather, 4x to the third y minus x to the third y. Okay, now in order to combine these, I can only combine x to the third y's with other x to the third y's. If you change the exponent on one of those y's, you can't combine them. They all have to be the same, all right? Now, what I'm going to do is just combine the coefficients. Now, there's no coefficient on the second term, but we all know that there's an implied number in front of there. It's an implied 1, all right? So I can go 4 minus 1 is 3, and I'm going to leave the rest of this thing as it is, x cubed y. So all I did was subtract the 4 and the 1 and then kept the rest of it the same, and that's what my answer is. Number 7. 7x squared minus 18x plus 58 plus, that whole thing is in parentheses because it's a trinomial, 21x squared minus 14x plus 19. Alright, so I'm going to add these together. Now, I can only combine like terms. I can add x squareds with other x squareds, I can add x's with x's, and I can add regular numbers with regular numbers. Do not add x squareds with x's. Okay, so these two I can add together. And once again, I'm just going to add the coefficients together, keep the x squared as it is. 7 plus 21 is 28. Next, I'm going to do the regular x's. That one's negative 18x and negative 14x. They're both negative, so I'm just going to keep the minus sign and combine, add the numbers together. 18 and 14 is 32x. That's what I get when I combine those two together. And the third one is when I just combine the regular numbers together. I'm going to add my 58 and the 19 together. And 58 and 19 is 77. This is what you get. Don't go adding those together. Don't add the x squareds and the x's. There's usually one kid that does that. Gets many points knocked off their test. Okay. The other one I want to look at is number 8. Six x cubed plus 5x plus 6 minus 2x cubed minus 2x plus 4. All right, now there's really two ways you'll see this set up. This is called horizontal because they're horizontally next to each other. I prefer vertical. So anytime I have it set up like that, I usually go like this and just move it right below. And I'm going to go like this. All right, now you could subtract all of these. You can go 6x minus 2x, 5x minus negative 2x, and 6 minus 4. If you keep that straight and remember that every time, then you're better than I am. What I usually do is I like to change all the signs in the second one, so I don't have to, it'll make it easier for me. Just like the same way that 6 minus 4 is the same as 6 plus negative 4, you're kind of changing the minus to a plus negative. So I'm going to distribute that negative to everything. I'm going to make that negative. This becomes a plus. That one is negative, and then I make that a plus. And now I can add straight down. I find this way to be better. I make less mistakes. But you can do the subtraction technique if you prefer. So once again, keep the x cubed as it is. 6 minus 2 is 4. 5x plus 2x is 7x. And 6 plus negative 4 is 2. And that is the answer. I think you should try this one. We'll do this as a you try. $12x squared minus 5x plus 8 minus, I already set this up for you in horizontal form, or vertical form rather. And the second one is going to be negative 5x squared plus 2x minus 4. Okay, so you try that one, hit pause and come back. Welcome back. So if I did this way, my way, I go plus, minus, make that a plus. Add these down, I get 17x squared. Negative 5, negative 2 is negative 7x, and 4 plus 8 is 12. There's the answer. Okay, so believe it or not, that is really what I wanted to show you guys today. And we'll pick it up next time on the next video. Close things out with a little more music.